Brian Kemp didn't invent the voter vigilantes. The challenge game goes back to 1942 to a character named Eugene Talmadge. Talmadge was the Ku Klux Klan's candidate for governor. In a statewide radio address, Talmadge said, "Wise Negroes will stay away from the white folks' ballot boxes." But Franklin Roosevelt, Talmadge's nemesis, had promised black soldiers returning from World War II that they'd have the right to vote. So, to cover his tracks, Talmadge rebranded the Klan as a corporation.
The name the Klan chose for itself? Vigilantes, Inc.
Its sole purpose was to remove black voters from the rolls, and they did. FBI files reveal that the entire list of Negro registrants was challenged. By removing thousands of black voters, Vigilantes, Inc. succeeded in electing Talmadge to the governor's mansion.
Well, we had lots of fun out of the campaign. You know, in this campaign, they accused me of practically everything except a capital offense.
But there was a capital offense.
The FBI came here to Monroe to investigate Governor Talmadge and the Vigilantes, Inc. mass challenge of black voters. In response, that very week, 2 black veterans and their wives were taken out and shot. That's quite a warning to any black person who would dare vote.
In 1946, unlike today, the mass challenge of black voters was ruled illegal.
Today's vigilantes have simply taken the Klan plan and shot it into cyberspace.
Talmadge's vigilantes had to write down the name of every voter they challenged. The new GOP vigilantes have gone digital, replacing white sheets with spreadsheets. They challenged thousands of voters with a single email. The FBI recommended Talmadge be indicted, but the governor was saved from prison when he had a fatal collision with a bottle of bourbon.
More businesses near the White House are boarding up ahead of Election Day. This is video of the businesses along 17th Street and Pennsylvania Ave in Northwest. That's where our Rafael Sanchez Cruz is with what the community is saying about these extra security measures.
Yeah, we're on 17th Street, just a block away from the White House, and as you can see, some businesses in the area have started to board up. But tonight, D.C. police tells us there are no credible threats to the district ahead of the election.
I go to school here.
As a D.C. student who works downtown, Bayageta says she's concerned of what could happen after the election.
Well, hoping for the best, scared of what's going to happen after, because I know there's going to be equal uproar on both sides.
It's a concern that Councilmember Brooke Pinto mentioned last week during a meeting with Mayor Myrtle Bowser.
We're already getting requests from businesses should they board up.
I don't think they should be boarding up their buildings.
Despite the mayor's advice, just a block from the White House, buildings have boarded up their storefronts.
I don't think if I had a business on 17th Street that I would board it up. I would have some faith that People aren't going to just go wild.
Tony Barclay says he's hoping for calm after such a chaotic election cycle.
This is not the end of the world.
Back in 2020, buildings and monuments in the district were vandalized during days of protests following the death of George Floyd. And on January 6, 2021, the U.S. Capitol was defaced, and an estimated 140 police officers were injured as a mob tried to stop the certification of the election.
While we have not identified any credible threats to our city,
public safety officials say they're prepared for potential demonstrations starting from Election Day to the inauguration.
We will not tolerate any violence of any kind. We will not tolerate any riots. We will not tolerate the destruction of property.
Whatever the outcome of the election, Julia Adams says violence is the last thing she wants to see.
Violence is out of ignorance when individuals feel that they have lost all hope.
Mayor Bowser says her administration will be meeting with DZ businesses throughout the weeks leading up to the inauguration to give them updates regarding any potential dangers or whether they should take extra safety precautions. In the district, Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises to Most High Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakodesh. So by the time you see this video, it will be the day of the election, the day of voting, the day of pledging of many people in America of all various nationalities unto one of these two people pledge. We're going to find out what that means in this lesson. But it is something we should not be doing. Everyone that does this is not, especially those who claim to be Christian, are not believers. For a non-believer to do this is understandable. For somebody who supposedly is a Christian to give your obedience over to a human being is violating the first commandment. And now what has happened is all of these Edomites are angry and upset. If it doesn't go their way, it's going to be civil war. And why are you afraid? Why are you afraid? See, these are nothing but two clowns, two Edomites. I know you believe that the one on the right has brown skin, so she might be a Negro. No, she's not. She is what is referred to as all skin folk are not kinfolk. And for some reason, the so-called black woman cannot get it through her thick head that everybody that looks brown is not a Negro. So we're going to read some scriptures. Let's get into these scriptures. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verses 14 to 19. Then we're going to jump to 24 to 27. This concerns the rebellions of the people around the world, the Gentiles, and the destruction to come. Verse 14. Woe or destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword is weapons of war. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, or weapons of various sorts in their hands. 16. For there shall be sedition or rebellion among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, their leaders in their country, their presidents, their prime ministers, and for some of those Europeans to have these kings. We saw that in Spain, that they did not respect the kings and that queen. They threw mud upon them. So this is a fulfillment of that prophecy. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's exactly what happened to that king of Spain and queen of Spain. The actions of the citizens stood in their power. 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Sounds like martial law to me. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. Pride is when you separate yourself from the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, going to steal, rob, and murder for food, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. You see, these Gentiles are going to get that great tribulation. They can't stand too much of anything as it is right now. They got to get a pill for everything. They can't have children. They're being consumed by fentanyl and other drugs. And Weed is on the rise to destroy them as well because they want to be high. All praise the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua for that. So verse 24 to 27, woe or destruction again to them that sin. Sin is the violation of the laws, statutes, and commandments. So woe or destruction to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Now this is all of Christianity, all of Islam, and all of Catholicism. Every religion on the planet says you don't have to obey the commandments. So what does the Lord say? Woe, destruction to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children. Now this is speaking to the Israelites, but it does have future implication upon the unrepentant Israelites and the Gentiles. From the power which is the Most High, he's the power, defile not my sanctuary, and we are the sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. How do you sin against him? Verse 24, woe, destruction to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord, in the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. So what is a pledge? The Cambridge Dictionary of Cambridge University says a pledge is a serious or formal promise, especially one to give money or to be a friend or something that you give as a sign that you will keep a promise. And what has been given is a bribe by AIPAC, a J-ish organization that has taken over and possessed every single elected official in America and in other countries, England as well. They've got a stranglehold on the English politicians as well. And so these people are raised up, made rich, but they have to keep a pledge to the state or the temporary country of the Israelis. So this is a warning to all you black voters. All of the Senate and House of Representatives are compromised. That's the reason why they stood when a foreign official came over. Milikowski came over and spoke in front of them, gave them a standing ovation, because they are all bought and paid for. They have taken the AIPAC bribes and are bought and paid for benefits to the state of the Israelis. That's what they're doing. They are guilty, including these two candidates they want you to worship them, which is what you're doing when you vote. Whether you like it, understand it or not, that's what it means. So, only fools choose the lesser of two evils, because that's what you say a lot. You black women say that a lot. I heard it in my family, is we've got to vote for the lesser of two evils. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So I leave you in the most capable hands of the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua.